In a new interview, Dove Cameron just opened up about facing her demons during the pandemic and processing her breakup with Thomas Doherty and the loss of her best friend Cameron Boyce. Let's get into it. This past year hasn't been easy for anyone. We've all had to face trauma and tragedy on a global scale that most people have never seen before. And on top of that, many people were also dealing with struggles within their businesses, personal lives, health, relationships, families, and more, which were particularly hard to work through while being isolated alone. And while many celebrities' lives look perfect on social media, there's a lot that goes on in their private lives and behind the screens that they don't always share with the world. Dove Cameron just opened up about her private life and the struggles she faced this past year during the pandemic. Before we get into everything Dove said, I just wanted to issue a trigger warning that we will be discussing some heavier topics in this video, including suicide. So please only continue watching if you feel safe doing so. During an interview with People magazine, Dove got real about how being in Canada filming her new show Schmigadoon during COVID, away from her family and friends, turned out to be a life-changing experience. Dove explained that, "I had to go through so many dark nights of the soul, but because I was alone and there was nowhere else for me to go, I could not escape myself, and I was dealing with things I hadn't faced." For Dove, that meant processing her breakup with her boyfriend of nearly 4 years, Thomas Doherty. The two split up during the pandemic after quarantining together. Dove previously said that the breakup had left her in a really bad place, and now she explained why. Her breakup was not only amid the pandemic, but it was also on the heels of the tragic death of Dove's best friend and Descendants co-star Cameron Boyce in 2019. Dove revealed that processing Cameron's death also brought up trauma she experienced from losing her father to suicide around a decade ago. Dove told People that whenever you go through a big loss, it drums up every other loss. I was facing my demons all at once. Dove looked back on losing her dad just months before landing her first major role as the lead of the Disney series Liv and Maddie. She said, "I knew what was being offered and I was barely functioning. I wasn't a person, but the switch to work delayed my processing and it was probably a bit helpful, honestly." And now, as an adult and open member of the LGBTQ+ community, Dove got candid about how she believes her father may have repressed his sexuality. She says she understands his pain in a different way, revealing that, "The life I live now is one my dad would have probably loved to achieve. Living out loud and accepted. I feel really lucky." Dove also discussed how she processed Cameron Boyce's tragic death during COVID, saying that she found a lot of solace in speaking to his family and their friends. Dove also added that she thinks the best way to have Cameron continue on is to continue to do work that was important to him. So where is Dove at now after working through a lot during this past year and a half? Well, thankfully now she said she's doing better than ever after working through a lot of this both on her own and in therapy. Dove said, "I found this sense of self. I'm living alone, I'm single for the first time, and I just feel born again. My capacity for happiness is so much greater because of my past." And we're just so glad that Dove is in a better place now than she was last year. We know that her sharing her story and experience will surely help others who've gone through similar tragedies. And if you want more on Dove Cameron, click right over here for another Clevver video. Then be sure to drop her some love in the comments section below. I'm your host, Sussan Mourad. You can find me on socials at Sussan_Mourad. I'll catch you later. Bye guys.